Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Watch my video and subscribes my channel. Sheila deflects Will's questions and covers for Luna. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Thursday, August 28th state that Will Spencer will seek Sheila Sharp's assistance with his memories, forcing Luna Nozawa's grandmother to cover for her. Will's night became a haze as a result of the 180-proof liquor Luna covertly gave him all evening. Of course, Luna was also wearing Electra Forrester's mask, which added to intoxicated Will's confusion in Deacon Sharp's additional room. Will is now receiving texts from a secret admirer about their wonderful night, and he is unable to sleep until he discovers who took him to bed. Will's desperation will lead him to Sheila on Thursday's B&B episode, and she will be surprised when he asks for help. Will will have some questions for Sheila as he works to piece together his memory jigsaw and possibly recover a few more memories. Will may be wondering if Sheila saw or heard anything at the party that could help him make sense of it all. Sheila may honestly say she didn't, because she was unaware of Luna's presence when she went looking for her at Aiel Giardino. However, Sheila will be lying by omission since she will not reveal everything she knows about Luna's heinous conduct that night. Despite Will's efforts to determine the identity of the mystery woman, Sheila will undoubtedly be of little assistance because she will be covering for Luna. Later, Sheila will brief Luna about her chat with Will, and she may issue a warning regarding his efforts to uncover the full truth. Luna will remain confident in her magnificent plan, so Sheila will receive lots of comfort. Next, Ivy Forrester will lick her wounds following Liam Spencer's rejection, as Hope Logan is the one he wants. Hope and Ivy may eventually talk about Liam at Forrester Creations, and Ivy may encourage Hope to embrace this fresh beginning and make Liam's dream come reality. According to the bold and the beautiful spoilers, Hope will continue to be torn because she has committed to Carter Walton. So keep tuned for more information on her future steps. Deacon and Sheila's divorce. Will disgusting Luna's secrets break up their marriage? The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest that Deacon Sharp and Sheila Sharp may be getting divorced. Will some ugly Luna Nozawa secrets end Sheila and Deacon's marriage? Sheila accomplished what others felt was impossible when she discovered genuine love with Deacon. Deacon clearly treats Sheila well and adores her, despite her previous bad behavior. Unfortunately, Sheila may be sabotaging Deacon's love by keeping things from her spouse. Deacon has made his feelings about Luna perfectly apparent, so there is a lot at risk here. For starters, Sheila is keeping Luna's survival a secret. You can guarantee Deacon will be furious when he discovers Sheila has been covering it up with Lee Finnegan. Of course, Sheila is aware that Luna duped Will Spencer into believing Electra Forrester was in his bed. Deacon had already witnessed Will's inebriation and stepped in to help him. Deacon noted out at the time that Will is Hope Logan's cousin. Deacon considers Will family as a result, and he did his bit to keep him safe that night. Sadly, Deacon could not have expected Luna's dramatic recovery. Sheila laid the groundwork for Will's shock and even more messes to come by remaining silent about Luna's resurrection from the dead. When Deacon learns more about all of this later, he may blame Sheila and argue that she should have contacted him the moment she discovered Luna was alive. Better yet, Deacon may believe Sheila should have gone directly to the cops. Instead, Sheila remained mute, so Deacon will not be astonished when Luna ran rampant. This Luna nightmare could be the final straw for Deacon, forcing him to contemplate whether he can overcome Sheila's granddaughter lying. B&B aficionados may know that Sheila has already lied to Deacon regarding Luna. Before things got out of hand at the beach house, Sheila attempted to maintain a relationship with Luna behind Deacon's back. Between the new Will-related revelations and Luna's awful history, including what she did to Tom Starr and Paul Hollister, Deacon may have had enough. Is Deacon and Sheila's divorce brewing? Will Sheila lose her husband over her decision to conceal so many secrets about Luna? According to the bold and the beautiful spoilers, Sheila may wind up with serious regrets. Here's how Luna Nozawa can avoid jail time. According to spoilers for the bold and the beautiful, Luna Nozawa will not remain concealed indefinitely. Grandma Lee Finnegan is already losing control, and Luna is back on the prowl, causing havoc. Lee has unwittingly unleashed fear on Los Angeles. Her erratic granddaughter, on the other hand, may be able to avoid jail time. Here's what's coming up next on B&B, with spoilers below. Luna's grandmothers can't keep her hidden in Lee Finnegan's apartment forever on Bold and the Beautiful. The I.L. Giardino killer has already escaped and taken advantage of Will Spencer Jr. the next time Luna Nozawa sneaks away. Someone will most likely notice her and notify the authorities. Did Luna just get away with another crime? Luna's murdering spree has already been pardoned, and she cannot be held accountable for the deaths. Technically, she has only shot Liam Spencer and Sheila Carter. We know Grandma Sheila will not collaborate with the authorities and help put Luna in jail. Steffi Forrester has left town and will be unable to provide a statement to the police on the incident. That leaves Liam Spencer, but Bold and the Beautiful spoilers suggest Luna may have a way out of jail. Is Luna pregnant with Will's baby? If Luna Nozawa becomes pregnant with Will Spencer Jr.'s child, Liam is not going to want his niece or nephew to be born in prison. Furthermore, showing out a baby belly in court will pique a judge's interest and gain sympathy. Nobody wants to imprison a pregnant lady, correct? Sheila Carter Sharp had always been a master of secrets, of omissions dressed as half-truths, of selective silences that twisted fate like a corkscrew until it bled out complications. And on that tense Thursday, August 28th, the tangled web she had been weaving around Luna Nozawa's crimes, Will Spencer's foggy memories and Deacon Sharp's growing suspicions reached a fever pitch in the sprawling, sticky corridors of the Bold and the Beautiful's latest chaos. Will Spencer, his mind still reeling from the toxic cocktail of 180 proof liquor Luna had pressed upon him at that cursed night's gathering, stumbled emotionally toward Sheila, desperate for answers about the mysterious, wonderful night that haunted him with secret admirer texts and the phantom scent of Electra Forrester's perfume that wasn't hers at all, but the mask Luna wore in her reckless seduction game, a game that now threatened to unravel multiple lives. Sheila's, because she had seen too much, heard too much, and said too little. Deacon's, because his fragile marriage to the notorious Sheila hinged upon honesty he had demanded, but she had refused to grant. Hope Logan's, because Will was her cousin, and she could feel the tremors in the Spencer-Forrester Nozawa axis. Liam Spencer's, because his own recovery from being shot by Luna was still an open wound in every sense. Emotional, familial, medical, Carter Walton's. Because Hope was engaged to him, and yet his fiancée's heart was being tugged again by Liam's near-death reflections. Ivy Forrester's, because she had dared to dream of Liam only to be rejected as Hope re-emerged like a phoenix in Liam's battered soul. And of course, Luna herself, the masked architect of this nightmare, emboldened by her grandmother Lee Finnegan's clandestine protection, her grandmother Sheila's misplaced loyalty, and the chilling awareness that Bill Spencer had unwittingly provided her with a de facto pardon for her past violence, a pardon that meant her bullets. In Liam and Sheila, her manipulation of Tom Starr and Paul Hollis-Hollister, her toxic games at I.L. Giardino, were all brushed under the rug of legal technicalities, leaving only Will's confusion, Deacon's coming wrath, and the faint, terrifying possibility that her get-out-of-jail-free card would become permanent if indeed she was carrying Will Spencer Jr. as baby, a child conceived under a mask of lies and a haze of forced intoxication. And so Sheila sat there, face composed in that maternal menace she had perfected over decades. As Will's questions came, sharp and hesitant. Did you see anything that night? Did you hear anyone in the extra room? Do you know who she was? And she, with the ease of a serpent, slid around the truth, saying only that she hadn't known Luna was present when she'd gone searching at I.L. Giardino, omitting the fact that she knew now, that she had pieced together the mask, the liquor, the texts, and Luna's wicked smile when she described it. Because to admit that would expose her complicity, and Deacon would never forgive that, not after he had taken it upon himself to protect Will that night, not after he had made his position on Luna's destructive presence crystal clear. that the girl was a walking disaster, a bullet wrapped in silk, a hurricane hiding behind Forrester designs and doe eyes. Meanwhile, in a different wing of Forrester Creations, Ivy Forrester dabbed at her wounded pride, still raw from Liam's rejection, and approached Hope Logan with a bittersweet suggestion to stop dithering, to make Liam's dream come true now that fate had handed them a second chance. But Hope, torn between the steady commitment she had made to Carter Walton and the complicated, undying pulse of love she felt for Liam, could only hesitate, torn like the fabric swatches scattered on the design table, unsure which pattern to stitch her future upon. And while that triangle simmered, Sheila met with Luna again, giving her the update. Will was digging, his memory puzzle was missing pieces, but the edges were forming, and if they weren't careful, the whole picture would emerge. The booze, the mask, the bed, the texts, and Luna, maddeningly serene, brushed off Sheila's warnings with the arrogance of someone who believed herself untouchable, who believed that a womb carrying a Spencer heir would shield her from steel bars and public shame, who believed that Steffi Forrester's absence from town and Liam's reluctance to testify would buy her more time to spin the narrative. And in the shadows of all this, Deacon Sharp, unaware of the storm gathering in his own home, continued to treat Sheila with the tenderness of a man who thought he had tamed a tiger, when in reality she was crouched and ready to pounce upon his trust with claws dipped in familial obligation to a granddaughter he loathed. Their marriage, already marred by secrets, now teetered upon a precipice where the revelation of Luna's survival, her crimes, her seduction of Will, her near-murderous spree, could snap the fragile rope they clung to. And B&B fans watching this tapestry saw the strands pulling, the ghosts of Tom Starr and Hollis, the echoes of that night's gunfire, the whispered promises of immunity Bill had arranged, the letters never sent to the police, the flight logs of Steffi's departure, the ultrasound that might appear in a future episode to reveal a pregnancy that would turn Liam from vengeful victim into reluctant protector, because he would never let his niece or nephew be born in a prison nursery. And thus the story turned, not on one revelation, but on the weight of 1,000 silences. Sheila's silence to Will, to Deacon, to the law, Lee's silence as she had Luna, like a cursed relic in her apartment, Hope's silence as her heart ached in 2 directions, Ivy's silence as her dreams curdled, Carter's silence as he sensed Hope slipping, Deacon's silence as his gut told him the woman he loved was lying, and Will's silence as he stared at his phone, reading the latest message from that secret admirer. Wasn't it unforgettable? And wondering if the truth would destroy him or set him free, while somewhere in the city Luna smiled and smoothed a hand over her flat belly, wondering how long she could keep the world spinning on her dangerous little finger, and whether Sheila Carter would end up being her savior, downfall, or both. And as the night stretched over Los Angeles like a suffocating velvet curtain, the chain reaction of Sheila's decision to deflect Will's questions rather than expose Luna began to ripple outward in ways even she, the eternal schemer, could not fully predict. Will Spencer, restless and plagued by intermittent flashes of memory, the sound of ice clinking in a glass, the faint floral scent that didn't match Electra Forrester's usual fragrance, the ghost of a giggle he couldn't place, found himself pacing the halls of the Spencer estate, replaying every word Sheila had given him earlier. Evasive, kind on the surface, yet hollow, like a doorframe hiding a locked vault of truths, and it gnawed at him because Will, for all his youthful recklessness, was a Spencer, and that bloodline carried a stubbornness that could bulldoze walls if left to stew. Meanwhile, in a dim apartment across town, Luna Nozawa leaned back on Lee Finnegan's worn leather sofa, legs curled under her like a cat, that believed itself immortal, scrolling through Will's latest confused messages with an amused detachment. And when Sheila arrived, a knock soft as treachery, the 2 women exchanged a look that only conspirators understand. One of them was terrified Sheila, one was convinced she had already won Luna, and between them lay a city full of people being pulled into their undertow. Lee herself, obsessively tending to medical charts and whispering to herself about control, order, destiny, was already unraveling. Her attempt to keep Luna safe having morphed into an accessory to a crime spree she couldn't unwind without damning herself. For had she not faked Luna's death before? Hadn't she sworn the girl was gone forever, just to stage her silent return, like a puppeteer gone insane with the show? And in that madness, the whole Forrester Spencer Logan network trembled. Hope Logan, sitting at Forrester Creations with Carter Walton nearby, stared at the ring on her finger and thought of Liam's face when he said he'd almost lost everything, the way he held their daughter, the way near death had stripped him down to something raw and real, while Carter, ever the steady gentleman, noticed her distraction and felt the first cracks of dread. Ivy Forrester, licking her wounds, planned to leave town again, but her heart was heavy because she'd seen the spark between Hope and Liam and knew she was a silhouette in their son. Steffi Forrester, oceans away, sent terse texts to Finn asking if he'd heard anything about Luna resurfacing, a rumor that flitted through design halls like a shadow. But Finn, tied up in hospital shifts and the ethics of reporting half-seen specters, had his own demons. Grace Buckingham's fraudulent medical scheme still echoed in his career like a curse, and the idea that yet another medical lie lay hiding Luna was unfolding made his pulse burn. And in the midst of this, Deacon Sharp came home late, smelling of espresso and paperwork, and saw Sheila sitting at their kitchen table, staring too long at her phone. And he asked the question that would begin the slow unraveling of their bond. Who was that? Her answer was light, dismissive, but her eyes flickered, and Deacon, once burned by lies, catalogued that flicker like a detective. The truth, when it came, that she had known Luna was alive, that she had covered her tracks, that she had let Will stumble into a nightmare rather than intervene, would be a hurricane, and the first gust of that storm was already ruffling the papers of their shared life. And through it all, Will kept spiraling, because the more he let's keep this between us. His hand shook, not from drink this time, but from dawning realization. He wasn't just chasing a phantom. He was being managed, handled, played like a piano in a dark room. And the tune was starting to sound a lot like Luna Nozoa's voice. Across town, Luna laughed, because in her mind, this was a game with an inevitable prize. A pregnancy she could leverage, a pardon she already owned. A city of powerful names, too fractured to unite against her. Bill would protect his grandchild, Liam would. Bend to family duty. Sheila would take the fall if needed. Lee would burn her own reputation to keep control. And Deacon, though furious, would be too late. And in the smoky corridors of Forrester, Ridge Forrester and Brooke Logan heard whispers of a new Spencer scandal brewing and exchanged glances, because history had taught them one thing. When Spencers, Sharps, and Forresters clash over secrets, bodies fall, alliances break. And love stories, even those decades in the making, get rewritten overnight. The question now was not whether Luna would be exposed, but who would pay the highest price for her exposure, and whether Sheila Carter, in her attempt to protect family, had just signed her own divorce papers her own.